Hey gang, this is Leila here from the Comic Connection in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada with this week's comic book reviews. First up, we've got Final Crisis number 6 of 7. This is written by Grant Morrison, done by various artists. This is basically the big fight issue that brings together some of the storylines that have been going on, all culminating in a big dark side, Batman face-off. It was a pretty interesting issue. It's obviously very busy with like all the storylines sort of coming together all during fight scenes, but it was pretty awesome to look at. The art is pretty cool and all the various artists held together pretty well. So overall it was a pretty good read. I'm not sure how to take the final panel, but it's just making me look forward to the last issue even more. So get on the bandwagon for Final Crisis. It's been pretty good so far. Next up, we've got Resistance number 1. This is written by Mike Costa and the art's by Ramon Perez. This is sort of the PlayStation 3 game finally coming to comics. So we're set in the 50s and we're witness to the takeover of a military base in Alaska, and then we see the group of people brought together to sort of fight it secretly, a secret military group. Who are going to be sent to recover sort of key staff and technology that have been taken over by this group called the Chimera. I pretty much enjoyed this book. The art was pretty good, and the dialogue was smart and fast-paced, which sort of surprised me for one of those based on a video game kind of books. But you know, if you're a fan of the video game, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this book, so go out there and grab it. It was pretty good. And last but not least, judging by all of the sales, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 583. This is the Barack Obama variant cover shown here. Basically, there are two stories in here. There's a backup story with Barack Obama, the last 5 pages, and then there's the upfront story. So we'll deal with the A story first. It's basically told through the eyes of Betty Ross. It's sort of like a diary entry where she's sort of describing the things that are happening leading up to her birthday party that she's hoping Peter is going to organize for her. But of course, you know Peter, he's probably not going to come through in the end. I thought it was a pretty good read as a girl. I can see how some dudes are probably not going to like this because it's sort of your ultimate chick book, but I found it kind of funny, and it was interesting to see the relationship between Peter and Betty, so for me, I kind of liked it. Then the B story with Barack Obama. This was by Zeb Wells. He just did the writing, and the artist is by Ted Knock. Basically in this issue, Peter is sent to Obama's inauguration to cover it for the press, and of course something bad happens and Peter has to come to the rescue. I sort of found it really kind of lame. I don't know, it was okay and funny in a way, but I think a lot of people are sort of be disappointed that this was sort of the Obama story, that it was only 5 pages and it was kind of so simplistic and you know, kind of terrible. But you've probably already bought this book, judging by the sales, so I can't even tell you to run out and pick it up, but I can say that there is a second printing coming next week, so if you haven't read it yet, you can pick it up then.
Hey folks, Jim here with this week's comic reviews. Now, I'm in a toque. It's frickin' cold! It's -20 out there! This is what Canada is like. So if you're not used to that kind of cold, don't come to Canada! But let's get to some hot comic book reviews. First up, and my only book for this week, unfortunately, is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Alliance number 2, written by Chris Mowry with art by Alex Milne. In this one, the Autobots leave a piece of the Allspark with Sector 7, but it activates the dormant wreckage, and soon Starscream shows up and a battle ensues. Not Alex's best issue for art. It looks a little rushed. The story's getting so-so as it goes along. If you're a fan of Transformers, pick it up, but it's not a necessary book.